Hey makers, I'm so excited to bring you another video. This one is, it is so fun. I'm mixing up a bunch of colors here. I did this in a time lapse because it's kind of boring, guys. It's kind of boring watching me mix colors. So I've just put together a bunch of bright, fun colors. You know how I am, you know what I like. And we're going to create today some extruded stripes. So you're going to need a clay extruder like this. I'll link something below for you through my favorite suppliers, Blackbird and Violet. But you can find these from most places. Now, what you need to do is unscrew it. And you're going to get your clay and make sure it's super soft. You want to condition it for a little bit. I've been working this. Look at working it. Ah, dirty hands, picking up all the clay. Yep, get rid of that. You don't want to have clay color transfer, guys. It's not cool. It's not cool. So clean your hands before you do this, but get it nice and soft. Pop it in your extruder. And I'm really glad that you don't have the sound for this. You've got my voiceover, because the squeaking this thing was making, it's an old one, I've had it forever, was not fun. And my hands were sore. So you can also get a fancy Lucy Clay tool. You know, my Lucy Clay tool machine. They also do extruders, and you can hook them up to your electric drill and all sorts of things. However, if you're like me, you're a little bit povo, you don't want to go and spend lots of money, you have one of the old schoolers where you have to hand crank that puppy. Anyway, we're going to go through and do a selection of colors. I don't actually end up using the cobalt blue, I don't think, or the mustard. Yeah, or I don't know. I can't remember what I use here. Yeah. Anyway, so go through and extrude some nice long lengths of your colors that you want to do. Then you're going to do a base color. Now, again, in my last video, I decided to go with a base that kind of has a little bit of beige in it, make it a little bit creamy. I don't know what it is. I'm a bit obsessed with like an off-white finish for some reason. So roll that out, put it through your machine, get it ready. And you actually want a slightly longer, so we want to have kind of a longer base, because you're going to see we're not just making any old extruded stripes today. First of all, we're making colorful extruded stripes, and you could use this method to make rainbow stripes, black and white stripes, whatever you like. It is a super easy, and you are technique. It's a super easy technique, but you're also guaranteed to have perfect stripes if you can master the extrusion. Now, look, okay, we skipped ahead just a little bit. Sorry about that. But you can use a depth guide to make sure you keep it straight. That's how I do it. So once you get your base noodle on there, I'm going to call it a noodle. No, I'm going to call it a snake. I like snakes. I'm sorry. I just usually will if I want to make sure it's perfect, I'll just use the guide to sort of push them up. Now, don't be afraid to press them down just a little bit to make sure they're stuck to the clay. Use your fingers and just sort of go across it and smooth it out. So you can see here it's nice and straight. Now, the reason why I was going to say to you that we need a slightly longer slab, so I would normally do a stripe like this, kind of in a square shape, and I would do sort of more of a more like width. Whereas this one, we actually want more length, okay? And you're going to see why. But we're not just creating any old stripes. We're creating double-sided stripes. So we want stripes on the front and on the back of our components. I know. Stop it. Stop it, guys. We're doing something crazy here. Now you can see here these colors just work so well together. We've got beautiful citron green with pink, so they're complementary. They work really well. You could use any colors. You could do like graduated ombre. You could do rainbow. You could do black and white, navy and white, pink, like whatever you want, right? Now we kind of want this width and this length. See how it's slightly longer, but it's not as wide. Does that make sense? It's not as high, wide, I don't know. Guys, you're coming up to hearing me weekly. I don't know how you're going to feel about it. I feel like you're going to get sick of it. Now, trim off the excess. Trim off the ends. Always keep everything really nice and really straight when we're doing stripes, just to make it easier for yourselves. Now, you're going to press down just a little bit on the surface to make sure those snakes are attached. Look at this. Look at the colors. Stop it. I know. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through. Now, I have set up my Lucy clay to be at the depth I want my earrings to be. So it's sitting at about 2.8 mils or 3 mils. I'm going to hold and guide those stripes through my machine. Do not let go, but also don't get your hands, don't roll your hands through the rollers. We don't want to be doing that. But you need to guide it through. And what that does is it keeps it at that beautiful width. Can you see that? So we've ended up with just like, now listen, if you just put the stripes through without holding and guiding the sides, it will not end up like this. It is the trick for doing stripes. Now we're just going to fold it in half. Make sure that we line it up, and we're going to press down gently and trim each end with our blade. Now look, you do need to kind of press down on the surface to make sure those two pieces are stuck together. I didn't really do a good job at that, so you need to do that. Press it down very gently with your hands. I think I do it eventually when I realize that it's like not sticking. Yeah, I'm like, oh, hang on a minute. But see this? Yes, this is what we're making, double-sided stripes. If you do this, your friends are going to think you are super, super crazy creative. And they're going to be like, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? How'd you make your stripes on both sides? Even like I watched a Poly Collective video and she showed me how to nail it. Same thing again. Guide your stripes through the machine. Lay it on top of your hand and hold your fingers either side, making sure that you hold the clay so that when it goes through the machine, it doesn't get wider. You are controlling the width of it. See this? Look at those stripes coming through. Yes. Yes. Stop it. Doing it. Yeah. It's actually a next level kind of thing to do. And you're going to nail it when you have a go at it. All right, you're going to nail it. Right, we're trimming off the ends now just to make it all tidy. Don't you worry. I've got another tutorial coming in the middle of this one, and it's going to show you how to use all your stripe scraps. It's going to be kind of good. Now, I'm just cutting off some of my favorite shapes. These long arches are some of my favorite. I don't know why. I just like it. I just like that shape. That cutter was by Phoenix and Spruce. These ones here, this beautiful capsule shape, I'm kind of, I don't know, it's a retro shape, but I'm loving it. It's from Blackbird and Violet. This one here is from Claytime Tools, and it is a puddle drop. I call it a puddle drop. I love it. That is by Outline. Outline, unfortunately, are no longer making cutters, but they are still some of my favorites. And this one here is by Epic Burns, and again, another one of my favorite shape cutter makers. All of them except for Outline and Claytime Tools are in Australia. I'll link them all below for you so you can get some cutters from them as well. And that one I tried to sneak on there was from Arc and Curve. It's another one of my favorites. So I'm just going to do on the side, it's like, we're just going to move these around. Am I really? Oh, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the back. All right. Carefully blade it up from the surface. Look, stop it. Don't look at my hooker nails. All right. Look, I don't even know why I try to do my nails. Okay. Oh, anyway. And I'm not going to lie, the fact that it's lying there crooked is really killing me. But anyway, double-sided stripes. You guys are just going to absolutely nail that when you have a go. You do really need to use a clay machine. I'm not going to lie to you. You can probably get away with using the Atlas Wellness as well. Yeah, you can do it. Now, this one here, this is in real time and it feels so slow. Look at the colors together. They look amazing. Beautiful stripes on the back. Now, when you sand the sides, you're also going to see a little strip in the middle of that creamy color, and it'll just look really good when you see the sides. So you're going to have stripes on either side, plus a thin stripe of white or creamy color through the middle, which will look really cool. Now, I'm also going to do some sort of complementary little components using this beautiful red orange color. It is a bit of a color mix of cad red with some orange in there as well. If you have a look at my color recipes, I'm pretty sure it's very similar to my candy apple color. And here we go. This is the final stripe product with the beautiful bright red tops. You could use any color for the tops. I just like how the red kind of pops and makes all the other colors look really exciting as well. All I have to do now is cure them and sand them, and then I can assemble them, which I shall do with my Patreon community, The Maker's Narrative. Yeah, that's where I usually finish off things like this, but I'm pretty excited by these. Now, look, as you know, whenever we create scraps, we create things we need to reuse. And one of the things that I like, what are we doing here? Why are we showing this again? Oh my gosh. Honestly, when I go rogue and don't do what I'm thinking I should do, it's just, oh, here we go. Here's the back again. Wow. All right, Cherie, moving on. Yeah. All right, put it down. Thank you. Oh, okay. So here are the scraps that we've got, and I'm actually just going to cut out. One of the things that I am really, really strong on, and I've talked about this in lots of my videos, is I like to make the most of cutting out, using the scraps, cutting out any little studs that I can find. But how do you feel about them not matching? I don't know how I feel about that. So although I have used them, I'm kind of like, I wouldn't be able to handle putting those on a card and selling them because the stripes don't line up. And I think that might just be my brain, but maybe your brain works the same way. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. See? It's triggering me. I can see them. It's really bugging me. Yeah. I'm probably going to use those in the scraps and yeah. Anyway, here we go. Here is our pile of scraps, and I'm going to show you exactly what I plan to do with it. I'm actually going to grab some of that slab that I trimmed off before. You know, I trimmed off that big end piece, and we're just going to, I'm going to say scrap puzzle it up, because it's kind of what it feels like. I've got a whole bunch of pieces. I've got skeleton pieces. I've got end pieces from the stripes. I've got leftover extruded color. And I am just going to pretend like it's a really fun, colourful puzzle and make all the pieces fit. I actually think stripe scraps are my favourite scraps of all the scraps because they're so fun. So we are literally just going to add all those scraps onto the top of that. And I mean, we're even trimming the little ends off. We're actually taking the time here. Now, other things you could do is to squish them all up and slice them into a cane. You can mix it all into one color, but this is fun. This is quite a cool way of using them up. See all the little extruded color, just adding it onto the top, making sure that it's kind of even. So that base that I'm putting it on is probably about 2 mils, and these are quite chunky scraps. So we're just gonna see, I've squished and I'm slicing and I'm still putting it on the top. I'm just making it into something really abstract, and you're gonna see how we make it look as we go through. We're gonna roll down a little bit, get rid of any rubbish that's sitting on the top. We're going to then use my favorite 40 grit sandpaper, and I am rolling it down without guides, and I'm kind of regretting that decision because I also decide that I'm going to do some little black flecks on it using my microplane, which you're going to see in a second. But I should have probably done that first and then done the texture, but whatever. Like, there's no rules. I make up my own rules, right? And when I make mistakes, I love to make them with you so that you can see what I do to fix them. So yeah, I do a little bit of this and then spend an abnormal amount of time picking up individual pieces of grated clay. Great. Get out the guides, and then I'm rolling it down. So I'm basically rolling away all the texture I had. So out comes the microplane to put more black on. And then we're going to go around and pick it all up. Yep, there we go. Each and every little tiny piece. And what's going to come back out, guys? What are we doing again after we've done that? Ah, there we go. Should have just done that last instead of doing it first, but it's okay. I didn't think ahead. I like to use a combination of pressure with my hands and my roller to really get a good texture on there. It is one of my favorites. Now look. This is so stuck down to the tile that I decided to get out my fancy cutters by Phoenix and Spruce and really go in with some difficult shapes. And so I also used the method that my friend Cody from Blackbird and Violet kind of showed me, which is where we go halfway, pull it up, and then put it back on. And it's such a great little technique for not having to use corn flour or what you guys call cornstarch if you're in the States. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of using that, so I figured out a few ways to do my cutters without having to do that. This is a mixture of Phoenix and Spruce cutters and also Claytime tools, but these little shapes are just so fun. I love going outside of my comfort zone for shapes. But look at these hoops with the scallops on the outside, and then we've got the beautiful fans. And then I was like, you know what? I need some other colors to add to this. So I end up grabbing the beautiful violet cotton pink color, which I'm obsessed with. And what'd she do? Yes, she did. She got the microplane out with the orangey ready. Oh, okay. And then she got rubbish everywhere, and it looked great. Okay, so we're putting this beautiful orange, ready orange color on. And we're going to use some of the old 40 grit sandpaper, and we're going to make a really cool, this is actually a really great complementary slab to go with anything, stripes, patterns, whatever. It just works so well. And these colors are just, I don't know why I did not speed this up. Guys, anytime I watch myself creating, when I'm doing these voiceovers and it's in real time, I'm literally, my soul is getting sucked out of my body and I am falling asleep. And when I realize just how slow it is to do things, everything on here I try to speed up by 2. This is not speed up. This is real time. Look how slow that is. Now we're going to go around and, oh yeah, we're picking up all the red. Kind of matches my nails. I like that. Oh, okay. Well, this was a little bit of a mistake, but let's just have some idle chat while we watch me do this. Anyway, I put together, actually, I've got it right in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kind of little mini slabs. Did the bright red, we did the scrap, we did the red and orange, and I also do another one, which is aqua and black. And then I put them all together, and it's so polar opposite to the stripes. You'll see at the end when I pan over. Seriously, Cherie, I'm so sorry that you're watching this in real time. I've obviously edited the video and not done this section, and now I'm in the voice over time. I'm not going back and doing it again. So we're here and we're taking it in real time. Oh, it's like it's in slow motion. I'm so sorry. Oh, anyway, look, let's just hope it speeds up towards the end. Oh, it's almost awkward. Okay, rolling. She's rolling. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Oh, you were doing more. Okay, we're doing more. Guys, you know what? Some of my messages are how much you guys love my voiceovers. But honestly, it's me in a room by myself, talking to myself, watching myself. Imagine that. The awkwardness is real. I'm not even lying. The awkwardness is real. These look so good. Oh, look, and I fast forward the bit where you get to have a close-up look. Oh, okay. I need to work on my editing skills. I did the exact same thing with the spearmint color and the black, and it looks amazing. And here we go. So this is what we created using those colors at the beginning, our stripes and our stripe scraps to make these amazing earrings. But look how polar opposite the collections are, from the scraps with the texture to the stripes with no texture. Like, yet they all sit together on the same tile and look amazing. I had so much fun making this video for you. I hope that you're feeling inspired. I hope that you're going to give extruded stripes a go. Play around with your scraps. Make sure you use up everything and really just enjoy creating with polymer clay. I will try and tag as much of the shape cutter supplies that I use below. Like and comment so that I can respond. Join the Maker's Narrative if you want to get a little bit more behind the scenes, but make sure you subscribe to our channel so that we can make more content for you. Happy making!